Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 Last Days of Europe with me, Alpha Pi Omega and Greater Germanic Reich. So it's a couple of days since I last recorded, so I'm gonna have to think a bit about what's going on. But yeah, we're fighting in Iran. I think we are stabilizing the economy slowly, okay. And we are not having any national focus. Okay, cool. So first of all, I want to answer some of the comments. Zozo356 actually had a great comment. He is afraid that we are going to lose Speer. And I'm afraid of the same thing. If there is at any point a choice whether or not we will retain him or do a revolution, we are going to retain him, I swear. But I think that I might have actually ended this decision by not going with the fear as well. I still hope that they are not going to remove him and we're gonna have, for example, some kind of a choice down the line. But we'll have to see. I don't know. It would be weird if it just didn't give us any other choice, but whatever. Wolfhau had a couple of questions regarding the economy, so good thing he actually mentioned. Oh, wow, okay. So he asked me what the credit rating is for us, and it's prime and it's not changing, which is really weird because it should be ticking down, but I guess this might be broken. So either it's showing us a wrong thing or it is truly broken. Weird. He also mentioned that he would like to see the construction page because there should be some effect to damage our infrastructure. I don't think it did. I'm not sure how much we had in army bases and prison coverage, but hospital, school, and offices seem to be done pretty well, and we're building these synthetic refineries, so that ought to be pretty good. I'm not sure. And there has been a couple of comments about the wheels are turning event, the wheels turn event. Oh wow, we have only 34 days. Jesus, okay, that's rough. We don't have much time then. Oh well. I can give out the welfare grants, which after 21 days should improve the social tensions, and you will also help with the social status. And we could maybe enact the martial law? Social tensions improve significantly, but the rate by which we are hurt every 2 weeks increases drastically. But the declaration of martial law will improve social tensions somewhat every 2 weeks. Or we could curtail public meetings, improves moderately, increases somewhat. I don't know, I think that we ought to declare the martial law. Gets even full circle. But the increases security, I don't know, base stability 57. Let's take some events that are going to help us with stability, if there are some. State of the Reich. I could hold a speech for 80. No, let's get the token political promises. That's one good one. But it's not really helping with the stability. Sulfur-Iron is not helping with stability either. But you guys could do some stuff like that. Yeah, vehicle stability plus 2%. Regime stability. So let's get those. Disappear enemies. Unfortunately, we are too liberal for that. And now the global conflicts. So we should be winning in Turkestan. Yeah, we're winning handsomely. So that's pretty good, but we have to be careful. No more tensions or suspicion can be escalated by us. And as far as Iran goes, we are doing God's work for the beautiful like this, for the beautiful Farah Pahlavi. By the way, I googled her. More simping, Alpha, more simping. But yeah, I googled her and she was a really, really beautiful woman. She's still alive, actually. She's around 83, if I remember correctly, living, if I'm not mistaken, in the United States. And the history that we read about her was actually entirely correct, with the exception that they didn't meet in Germany, but they met in France, in Paris, actually. So, kind of interesting tidbit. I didn't know anything about her life. She actually wrote a book. I kind of looked about it. It's for sale on Amazon, so I might read it because, you know, she lived a really interesting life, had 4 children. So, yeah. Not many times do you get a historical person like this with their own literature. Anyway, just wanted to mention that. So, Iran situation, we're gonna look into that in a bit. Now, what did I wanted to do here? What about the Navy? We are... Wait, Navy. We have a lot of... Okay, we got more frigates here. Okay, we replaced all of the frigates here. Did we replace all of the frigates here? We did. Actually, we replaced just some. There's 2 there, so we can assign the 3 that we have to that fleet. But we really need to work on the destroyers. Have we finished the research of the destroyer? We haven't. Okay, that's cool. We finished the cruisers, didn't we? Wait, it's under production. Yeah, Friedrich class and the T class. Okay, so we have those. That's fine. We're building them as well, so that is good. We got the new subs. So, I guess that is all pretty fine. Pretty fine. What can we get? Invest, hold speech, curtail public meetings, deploy Endecker satellites. Those. What would the Endecker do? I don't think that one does anything, does it? Research speed, counterintelligence. Yeah, that's not anything that we need. Okay, I think that we can actually look at Iran now. So we have some of the units in the north finishing this one up. Okay, so there's going to be a massive elimination here. Yep. If we can lock them in here. Sure, you're going to go here and attack these guys. Because that will mean that these units will get eliminated. They must not take this piece of territory, otherwise they won't be locked out. And you guys down here are moving towards Zabol. And where's the last unit? We should have 4 here. Oh, here you are. You are moving here. Okay, that's kind of cool. Now let's look at the national focus. Past the brown curtain. Actually, the kind of interesting thing is here... Though, yeah, I think that I made the wheels turn, lose a lot of time by actually taking some of that economic thing. So, situation is precarious, social status anarchic, but I think that right before the wheel turns, we're gonna take the martial law and curtail public meetings. That's gonna help us boost public meeting social tensions significantly and more moderately. So that could give us, say, 30 maybe. We'll see. Okay, now let's get the national focus called past the brown curtain. From the view of the foxhole, one could see people packed in the streets almost every day, carrying flags, waving banners, representing the part of German society that had only existed within feverish propaganda pieces set only to demonize them as anti-fascist Jew lovers and nothing more. Now, with the NSDAP's grasp on public control weakening by the day, more people find themselves emboldened to go out on the streets, from towns of 10,000 to the landmark of Nazi domination in Germany. All march and demand something more. In their eyes, the concept of change is not enough. Though many, if not most, still consider the dream of a democratic Germany dead in the water, The voices of a large part of the country cannot be denied. To the gang, a populace slowly turning against a nation that is now openly bleeding from their wounds, with a divided government and cliques of power, and a future that could lead to 1,000 different directions. It feels all too familiar. Okay, political power plus 30. It's not good, honestly. Okay, yeah, nice. So we are eliminating these guys. That's good. I mean, it's not something that we like absolutely have to have, but it's good. And once we take the guys down, we're gonna attack this area. Yep, the eliminations are progressing. Our units are moving into position. Taking Karaman. Wait, this is also... No. Oh yeah, even Balochistan Liberation Front is against us. Venen. Can buy foreign oil. Does that... Social tensions improve. Okay, catastrophic. But we're starting to see some green numbers. That's good. The deficit. Infantry weapon improvements have been finished. We're not gonna go with the support weapons yet. The motorized equipment we are researching. We can't. What about these guys? It's 1975. It's way too ahead. Military engineering. Oh, way too ahead. Industry then. Construction, everything here is way too expensive. Air accidents, bad weather penalty. I guess we can do this radar technology. I mean, it can help us. So, okay, synthetic aperture guidance radar. The Second World War has seen the first serious use of radar technology in the history of warfare. By its terminus, conventional radars were able to create 2- and 3-dimensional images of objects miles away. So lowers air accidents, night operations penalty, and bad weather penalty by 5%. Okay, so these guys are done. Okay, let's eliminate these folks. Okay, we're creating a land bridge here, but that one is going to be cut very soon. And by very soon, I mean now. So we really need some victory here. We don't need you over there. Where we need you is over here. So you go. Can you take the rail? Yep. You're moving by 1.19. Okay, and you're moving by 8. Okay, that actually makes sense. So we can go here as well. Well, our units take the ball. We'll need to send the reinforcements because that is actually really dangerous. Okay, 20 kilometers. Yeah, they're taking. Send the devices to the Legion. I don't think that's something that we need to do, or is it? Yeah, there's no point. 803 sympathizers, so that's cool. Come on, we need reinforcements here. Okay, how are we doing on the wheels turn? Because that's something that we will need to keep in mind and time it right. So we get 23 days, martial law 7 days, and curtail. Okay, so we do have time to take those. Zabo needs to fall. Okay, now we're taking Mashad. Balch Liberation Front. Okay. Now we can move north. Thanks a ball. Ha! Got it. So the Imperial State of Iran has defeated the Islamic Republic of Iran. Death is nothing but happiness, and living under tyrants nothing but living in a hell. So wait, you're at peace now. Okay. So we've done our duty, beautiful Farah Pahlavi, and we are looking forward to our continuous cooperation. I wanted to say support, but continuous. Present is nothing but the egg. So 20. That is still pretty good. Foreign oil. Okay, we're gonna get some benefits from these guys as well in 6 days, so that's gonna bump us up a bit. And this is not changing. The economy is not recovering as fast as I expected it. Changes coming to the Reich. Okay, no longer the austerity. I'll take those, because we need to. Okay, 3 days, let's hope. Let's hope it's gonna bump us up significantly. Come on, 30. Come on, 30. We need 30. More submarines. You guys will be done soon, so we'll distribute you. Depth. Oh my god, yeah, depth interest is actually negative. That is kind of interesting. That's pretty cool. That can happen, and it did happen before in real life, but it's still kind of rare. Oh come on, just 5. Oh, we were unlucky there, I think. Okay, poverty rate is dropping. As the brown curtain. And now the Volksbund. We've read this one before. A secret fear was carried between all the members of the gang. As the ashes of the German Civil War resided, buildings burned down, being rebuilt, fallen soldiers given their graves, and those afflicted slowly returning to a semblance of normal life, they were afraid that the Nazi death grip of propaganda would choke out what was left of a redeemable future. And yet they continued to hope. Years and years down the line, as the fin drew narrower and Speer's power grew as his and the gang's sweeping reforms began forging Germany into a new sort of superpower, those who sought freedom from Nazi rule saw a window of opportunity, and the fight in the dark began anew. Then the match was struck. With the coming and going of the economic crash and internal disarray, alongside the gang's subtle interference, the movement against the government has exploded, to the point where it has grown out of their control. Ludwig Erhard, Henning von Traskau, Helmut Schmidt and Kurt Kiesinger fought. They continued to work within and against the NSDAP, watching the Germany's failure draw closer and closer, more rapidly than perhaps anyone would expect. Well, we got wheels return in 12 days. Let's just hope we know what we're doing. Which we of course don't. Brute force delegates. Nope, that's not gonna happen. No more brute forcing. I mean, holy hell, we got so many people there that it's really not even necessary. State of the Reich. Anything here? Could hold the speech. Last political promises. I don't think that's necessary. 11 days, huh? So in 3 days we're gonna take the martial law. Are we having an over not? God damn it. The game keeps trolling me. Seriously. Seriously trolling me. Okay, 9 days. Okay, 1 more day. And they're on it. Okay, so martial law and curtail public units. Okay, 32. That is pretty good. If I could get something like the, I don't know, the social grants or something that we could have given out, would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. But I'm afraid that's not going to happen, right? And there's also nothing I can do with the GDP now. By the way, what about Russia? We haven't checked Russia in a while. Aha! They are still struggling. I mean, they should lose a bit of territory, didn't they? Yeah, but not much. They're losing just slightly. This has been going for a while, and they are well at it. So I'm a happy man. Oh yeah, distribute propaganda. That's gonna help us. 36. Come on, can do it. And implement economic reforms. Decay decreases. Can we recuperate fraction? I don't think that's a good idea. We have 2 more days before. Okay, full circle. The adrenaline and doubt rushing through her limbs and chest made Emilia incredibly excited. Even amidst the mass of people of her fellow protesters facing off against a much better equipped police force with military backup following shortly afterwards, she had heard from a friend of hers that martial law had been instituted. But like hell that would stop her. Not only had she been fighting against the government for years now, but recently she was inducted into a new, seemingly fledgling movement named Reichsbanner Schwarz-Rot-Gold, waving the old tricolor that had been so commonly associated with democracy, now snuffed out under the Nazi dictatorship. With a deep breath, Emilia reached under her coat and grabbed a bottle stuffed with alcohol and rope, and a lighter followed alongside with it. The cacophony of noise surrounding her as the police both pushed in and retreated back gave her enough of a cover to light the Zhdanov cocktail and let the flames burn against the wind before a hefty chuck threw it straight into the center of the police barricade. The moment the bottle struck it, a great ball of flame erupted, and everything only went down into further chaos. Emilia subconsciously grinded her teeth together from stress for a moment before opening her mouth and letting out a rallying cry to the people behind her. The police would be too busy being distracted, and she would at least give them the best show of resistance possible when the military hadn't yet arrived. As she did, her eyes could spot rifles from the back being trained towards her and the protesters, and she could only force a sharp, surprised intake of breath. Reports say police used rubber bullets, resulting in 54 injuries and 1 young woman even ending in a critical condition. Well, if you chuck Molotov cocktails on the police, you really do not deserve much, much understanding. Increased German support, huh? Wait, why can't we still help you? We are no longer in a war. So why is the game still offering me this? I mean, I'm gonna take it just in case we will have to go back. But I'm kinda confused what the point is. Increase German support. Yep, let's do that. We got 901 sympathizers now. And the wheels are gone now. Failed. Okay. Echo. Manpower -3. Tens of thousands of television sets and radios crackled in explosions of static, while the chatter of frenzied newscasters giving pre-recorded propaganda speeches was replaced with a much livelier, singular voice. Those who could see saw a room shrouded in darkness, with only a window beaming down right on a wooden panel below. The building outside, to sharper eyes, they could recognize the Tribune out in the distance, and Nuremberg was its city. Greetings, comrades! The thick Bavarian accented German came from the shadowy figure holding a beer bottle in one hand and what seemed like a shotgun in the other. Who, you might be asking yourself, is the bizarre assailant haunting my television and my radio? A hearty laugh escaped his throat as the figure slapped his knee. Let me send you a message, my friends, from the Reichsbanner combating the Reich in the dark, fighting in the name of anti-fascism. Giving himself a cheer, he turned his head to the left as the sound of boots slapping against wood and sharp, loud orders were given, followed by gunshots and screams. Another laugh, desperate yet elated. There, my friends, he looked back to his viewers. Do you see? He asked, voice filling with calm rage. They shoot us, kill us, oppress us, and we will take this standing down? Another round of gunshots, this time outside the building, followed by a row of unmitigated screams, a plume of smoke and a crackling flame rising behind the window. No! So fight, goddammit! A bullet shredded the wood, and a pinprick of light streamed past a bloodied cheek, and a hint of a smile in the clever darkness came as a bottle smashed to the ground and both hands gripped the gun, following a cha-chung of the pump. Fight until the very last drop of blood leaves your body, and live for democracy, so you may die for freedom. The roar of gun-drenched illumination on its wielder's last moment. So is it because we failed? Replace party officials and give on welfare grants. Sure. Obvious. So we're moving up. Now up to 40. Freedom and violence. Okay, what is this one? In the cold, biting wind of the night, Simeon breathed into his gloves and laid down on the dirt. And night felt so peaceful, far away from cities and even villages. All he could hear was the wind past his ears and the shuffling of his movement. He dug his boots into the mud and set the sniper rifle on the ground. He checked the bolt, readjusted the scope, and breathed deeply once, twice, 3 times. He remembered Aliona and Misha and their beautiful faces and their deep smiles. Yes, it always managed to calm him down, even in his worst moments. As his eyes looked into the scope, he could see the strewn collection of dim lights in the makeshift camp and the armed guards patrolling the area. He could see the towers and the barbed wire, and he smiled to himself. Pathetic. If only he could put a bullet into the Führer's skull for how much he despised his hypocrisy. Reformist this, reformist that, while Semyon stared into a camp staffed by guards and slaves meant to work on the railways. It disgusted him. He could imagine himself, there, in the Volkshalle, drenched in the blood and dying screams of Speer and his compatriots. Oh, he'd almost fired prematurely. Semyon sighed in frustration. His comrades were about to arrive soon. Their cause was not his, but he supported them in his time of need. Reichsbanner gave him a sniper rifle when he said he was a marksman from the times of the Soviets. They didn't mind his old age, nor his harsh tongue. He was a killer, even if he never wanted his little girls to know. His eyes refocused. A man on one of the towers lit a cigarette, leaning against it and looking down. Did he feel guilt? Remorse? Hate? Was he doing this to feed his family in these trying times, in the crisis afflicting the world? Excuses. All that would be paid for in blood. Simeon's finger cradled the key to this man's death, and the Grim Reaper put his hand on the guard's shoulder. His radio buzzed, and he pulled the trigger. So the fabrics of the Reichsschnellfahrstrecken program's construction is decreased by 5%, and 25,000 slaves have been liberated. Well, I mean, we don't have a problem with that, do we? I don't think so. Anyway, I think that's enough for this episode. Thank you for joining me. I still don't know what this wheel turns means, but we're gonna find out. Something tells me we are going to find out very soon. So until then, you guys, take care.